So, hey, brother, this is our second call of the year, second call of 2023. I
Yes.
just want to call this up as another opportunity to share, because what we're all trying to do is we're all trying to be totally healthy and well. We're trying to be all in alignment with our very best nature. We're all trying to come back into balance, and we're all trying to understand how to do that. And we're all at different points. And so when people ask questions and talk about things, and we talk about things, we have dialogue about things, it sheds awareness. It's like there's what we're talking about is allowing the body to heal itself. And nobody knows how that does that. And nobody knows what each individual needs to do. It's their own body that knows. So all of us need to learn how to step out of our own lack and limitation. It's not a
Mhm.
right or wrong answer. It's just a way of sharing between one another that we can all sort of find our own way. Awesome, brother. How has your year been shaping up? What's been happening? What's happening this week? I just I'm sorry I'm a little late today. I was just unsticking my kids. They were stuck in the driveway. I was stuck in the driveway, snow in the driveway, lots of snow outside. I was thinking in the cold, in the snow, and my car stuck. I was thinking about the troubles that I'm in, that I was in, that my car was in, and I couldn't get it out. And I was in a rush trying to get it out. And I was stuck in like, this against life. This feeling? Do you ever feel like you're like in something in your life, and you just, there's nothing you can do, you just have to just let it go? So
Mhm.
that was my morning. I had I had clients this morning, but then I had this struggle with the snow. And here I am, Skep. Let's hear what's happening with you, brother.
Yeah, for me, it was a really good week. Um, I have I have only eaten dried fruits, normal fruit, and juices for 4 days. So since Monday, that's for me a long time ago. So really happy about it.
Wow, that's like your best, I think.
Yes, yes, it is. It is.
So that's really interesting, because we've been talking now for like 14 months, say year and a half almost,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
something like this, a year anyways. This is your best week ever.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't come like in an instant.
No, no, no.
No, it came from like trying,
Yeah,
and
trying.
even failing.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when you failed, you learned something, and
Mm-hmm.
you applied it again the next week. And this is how we move forward, by sort of daily, incrementally inching our way forward, learning, growing, getting better, and then launching out forward again better. So here we are now. You've launched your best week that you've done for raw food goal, your goal to go raw food and fruit, and to try that experience. And because it's an experiential thing, like when you actually go through the experience of it, you learn something new about yourself, maybe about energy. Maybe you recognize some things that you used to say that, oh, I need this, and now you recognize, whoa, I just went without it. So it makes you think a little bit differently. The experience does.
Yes, yes,
So
exactly.
coming away from the food, like the practice of coming away from the food again and again and again, because it's been a year and a bit, finally you've gained control now that you can push it away for 4 days.
Yes.
But we couldn't get that answer at the beginning, when you were like, how come I can't do it? How come I can't do it? And I said, oh, don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
But that can't be conveyed until time passes.
Yes, it's practice. It's the
That's
practice.
practice, right?
Yeah.
Over time, with practice, over time, you will see some of the things that I say that maybe don't make sense at this time.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, if you continue with the practice and you continue to contribute to your own self, that you will grow in magnitude in somehow, some way. How to explain this? You grow inside, you grow in light, you grow in frequency, you grow in vibration, you grow in perspective, you get a bigger perspective of yourself and your life and what's blocking you.
Mm-hmm.
You change your mind a little bit. You
Yeah.
grow, you expand. You expand within. It seems like there's something lighter inside now. So now it's like I can manage more from within rather than having to get it from my food. It's like I've got somehow a belief in myself because I feel something or I'm aware of something else inside of me now.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm looking for it now, or I'm open to look for it now. So something has changed over time. My
Yes.
awareness has grown over time. So once I have more awareness of myself, then I can launch forward with a better plan the next time.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Congratulations on your week, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, like the first day is maybe the hardest one, and after that, it's going to be easier, you know. So yeah, maybe tomorrow I will also just some juices or fruit. Yeah, I think the next step for me uh, is to come away from the dried fruit, or maybe go to the lighter food, you know. But I will take it slowly. I'll take. Normally, I'm the guy from I always want the information, you know. I put everything in my head. I want to know everything, everything. I don't like the practice. When it comes to the practice, in the moment itself, I think, I know everything. I will try it another time, you know. Always I say to myself, I try it another time. And this week it was different. It was like I still wanted to eat sometimes, but then I think, yeah, it's not gonna save me, and it doesn't make a difference if I eat something. Just so yeah, I could better resist it this week. Yeah, a little
Somehow
shift.
you're able to better resist it, like you've grown in the ability to tolerate it. Something has changed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, this is a change within the self.
Hmm.
It's an awareness that now you've learned and you know of it. So now you know, like, I can always come away from food for a little while to come back to that grounded, centered, natural awareness that's within me.
Hmm.
I can always find it. So I know I've got a safe place. Okay, I know what I have to do. If I have a problem with my health, if I have a problem with my motivation, if I have a problem with a decision, this is what I do. Cleanse out my body and my mind, rise up my energy daily, practice these things until I get the awareness, like a decision is made within, like a shift happens inside, and then you know what to do next.
Hmm.
So we're listening inside of ourselves, learning how to listen to ourselves. Like every one of us has to learn how to listen inside of ourselves. Like I feel like this is the disease of all of us, is like we just get caught up in our lives, our story, like whatever's going on in the problems.
Hmm.
We all get caught in the problems.
For me, I have always had a loud voice inside of me. I have always had it, but I couldn't follow it because of my mind. Always the different of the opposite direction, you know. But I always it for me it doesn't feel like I really need to search for that voice, because I know it is, I can hear it, like I always know what to do, but my mind is different, has been different programmed. So that's why I never followed it. You understand me?
Yes, it's like we're always going with the program in the mind.
Yeah.
And I say, like, this program that we have in the mind, it's like our personality. It's like what we should do and what our parents want us to do, or
Hmm.
what the world is saying we should do, what somebody else is saying what we should do, but we're not doing what we really want to do. So we're not really following like our inner heart. We're sort of following the money, the job, or the situation that I'm in. So I'm not really in my heart.
Hmm.
What you're talking about, that inner voice, is like coming back to your heart. And we all kind of know how to do this because when we were children, we did this. We just went from inside instinct, right? It's coming back to that, reconnecting to that. This is what it's about. Our inner child, healing the inner child, giving love to that child within ourselves, having that thought in the mind that I'm giving love to that child inside of myself. It's like getting a bigger perspective. Like, this is what's happening. I'm looking down on my life and I'm sending approval to myself. That's a part of your daily commitments, you know?
Yes.
I
Yes.
think, yeah, I think we need to sort of do this for ourselves daily. Otherwise, we get caught up in like trying to get approval from outside.
Hmm.
And then when we don't get the contract or the money or the job or the food or the drink or the shopping spree or the holiday that we wanted, we don't get what we wanted, then we get upset.
Yes.
So we're just being affected by what's around us. So we're not really anchoring in what's within us. We've lost ourselves to what's outside of us. This is life.
Hmm.
We're all in this together.
Yeah.
We're all reacting to our lives. I was reacting to the snow today, just the same like everybody else. It's a trouble for anyone. We all got trouble. There's
Hmm.
always going to be trouble.
Yeah. Is is what you are saying, is this what the Breatharian uh, lifestyle is about? Is that this what you are saying? Like from the inside of did you get this information from other
Yes,
things?
this is what we're talking about, living from the inside. This is the breatharian experience. The
Hmm.
breatharian has learned to live from another source of energy, from within. This is the life of the breatharian, practicing this. Like, very few people are full breatharian. Who
Hmm.
is? I don't know.
No, it
This
doesn't
is like
matter.
right. This is like just understanding something, that human soul is devolution. It's coming down from godliness down into physical form. That this is how the energy comes from up down, devolution of the energy down to the tadpole. But what the world is taught is that human is evolution up from the tadpole, from the physical, and so must take these physical things
Hmm.
in order to fulfill itself, just like the animal, not recognizing that the human is different than the animal. The human has free will and choice to be the animal or to be the spirit, to be the feeling or to be the thinking. to connect to the energy within, or to react to the thinkings of what I'm looking at without. So thinkings is connected to what I'm seeing, what's happening around me. Thinkings makes things. So thinkings is always caught in my reality. Everyone is all caught in their reality, their thinkings. And they need to come out of their reality every day and come into feelings and recognize that I have always control of my feelings. If I can put away mind, if I can put away mind for a second and come into feeling body, this is the practice. That is the practice of breatharianism. That is the practice of less. It's coming away from thought and coming into consciousness or feeling body. It's just kind of sitting into the body. So we exercise to invigorate the body and prepare the hormones in the body. And we breathe and we exercise to change the chemistry, and we set the mind and the body. And then we use imagination to create future. So we have to step into imagination, and the imagination that we have, unfortunately, is mostly a doomsday imagination, like a worrying about my health, or a worrying about my money, or a worrying about my problems. So this is like using my imagination negatively. So most of us have learned to just be reacting to my life and using this energy negative, thinking negatively because of it. But if I would just sort of feel, okay, I'm feeling some negative energy from my life, and I just sit into it. Okay, where do I feel that negative energy? This is not me. What's happening around me is not me. What's happening around me is a result of how I was thinking before. And if I want to think a different way now, then I can create something different now. So I am not the things that are around me. I am the potential that is within me to create something new, to think in a different way right now, to come out of the things that I see around me and come into the power in me. This is the practice. It's a daily practice, tuning into the self, finding the power within the self. This is self-mastery. Everyone has to learn how to master themselves. It's not, I am the way, John is the way, Coach John is the way. Coach John is pointing people to look inside of themselves and find their way, this way. Okay, separate Coach John from it. It's not about Coach John, it's about the message that Coach John is sharing.
Yes. I'm afraid, yeah, I will become like a crazy one, too far from society.
Mm-hmm.
That's
It is a fear. It is a fear. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
So this is it.
yeah, that's hard, but maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's a balance too. Like not to get too far from society.
Mm-hmm. Right. So,
Yeah,
we're afraid a bit to step into that craziness. It seems crazy. Like everyone will think I'm crazy if I'm living too much over there. Yes. I
Mm-hmm.
think it has to be the right time in the life to be living like a breatharian. Like you learn this way of your thinking, but it may not be the right time in my life that I can be a breatharian full time. Like I have real life.
Mm-hmm. Then I think, yeah, I just want to go to Costa Rica or the tropics, and live on my own. But
It's not a
yeah,
bad idea. You're a young guy. It's a wonderful idea. I
yeah.
support it. I encourage it. I would. Let's go and see what that's like to live on retreat together. See what retreat life is.
Hmm.
Magic.
I think I will be. I think everybody maybe will be happier at the end, and just natural. Yeah,
Hmm. When you
yeah.
bring that sort of consciousness together, right? Like when
Hmm.
you have two people coming together, consciously talking about that space and getting yourself into that space between the two of you, there's like a peaceful energy there. There's a satisfying energy there. There's a liberation there. There's an ease there. When you bring a whole bunch of people and you get in like physical contact, then there's like a frequency or an energetic share that comes when you're actually in each other's space, right?
Hmm. Yes, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My dream is to become rich and uh, and buy a second house somewhere there, and then I can go to both places. Yeah. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah, so you can have two.
Yeah.
Like I could have a life away and I could have a life that I live, because it's like it's almost like you have to have two lives. Like how do I, fit in healing time or health time or self-care time, loving time, and juggle it into my life and make it a part of my lifestyle. So this is the way that I'm living. Like that becomes my daily commitment
Hmm.
to life and self.
Yeah.
Like that's how I'm living this way. Like I'm living from within myself. It's like a decision, and you make it bigger and bigger and bigger as we go. And I think at different ages, maybe we're ready to make a different commitment because we've sort of experienced more life. Like I think as a young man, like maybe I'm inspired to, you know, kind of thrust out into life.
Hmm.
So to that idea of like going into Costa Rica kind of being a little bit more monk-ish,
Yeah.
if it inspires the young mind, I say it's a wonderful time to do it before life, starts and becomes like your life. And you
Yes.
go 20 years before you wake up and you go, oh my gosh, I want to go on retreat. If I start my life that way, like, could you live your whole life that way?
What? Sorry. Sorry. What was that again? What do
Can
you
you
mean?
live your whole life from young man to like on retreat the whole time? Like, can your whole life be like that? Or do you have to kind of sow your seeds as a young man and thrust out into life and kind of battle with life a little bit before you kind of decide, you know what? Fuck this. It's like I'm beating my head against the wall against it. Somehow we kind of need to kind of go through that practice of beating your head against the wall and not getting joy and happiness there before we're really fed up and make a decision like, fuck this, I'm doing that for
Hmm.
me. So, that's why I usually speak to people that are 40 and 50 because they've kind of battled in life a little bit more. And they're now recognized like their kids are 20 and their kids are independent, and now you're like, whoa, I didn't even take care of myself once. I gave my whole self away. And now I'm gone. I don't even know who and what I am or who and what I want to be. I'm just, my role's gone. I'm no longer mother or father anymore. Like the kids are sowing their own seed. They don't want to listen to dad. They want to go to Costa Rica and get away from dad.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right?
In my case, from mom. In my case, from mom.
From mom, right? Okay, so yeah, my son would be trying to get away from mom. Same,
Yes.
same, yes. And
Yeah.
normal, right? So
Hmm.
a time in life, like that's what it is at that time.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
And
think
it's,
it's a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's if that's sort of kind of brewing inside of you, like wow, like
yeah.
let it grow, let it grow. It's okay. Yeah.
Hmm. We will see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also looking forward to Italy.
Mm,
Yeah.
nice. That is awesome.
Hmm. And
You were using magnesium. You were talking to me about magnesium. You were talking to me about.
yeah, the brand
That's
you
what I'm
made.
drinking right now. Is magnesium in water right now. That's
Oh,
magnesium bisglycinate. This is the type of magnesium I use, magnesium bisglycinate. Whether it's in the pill, I used to use the powder now, but I have used the pills in the past, and it's this specific kind of magnesium, magnesium bisglycinate. This type of magnesium has all the right hydrogen elements in it and is wonderful for elimination. See, hydrogen is the elimination bomb, the cleansing of the body.
okay. Yeah, the brand you made a picture of, they don't sell in Europe,
They
but
don't
you
sell it. You
no,
can't
but
buy it online
uh, y- yeah, but maybe
through
80.
Amazon.
No, no. Amazon is not possible, but
So then
maybe
you're just looking for a magnesium bisglycinate.
yeah, yeah.
Yes. Right. You're just getting that label, that brand in your country.
Hmm.
You'll
But
find it in your country.
I want the powder because I don't want the pills. I don't want the pills in my body.
Yeah,
The
yeah, the
out,
capsule. Yeah,
yes,
yeah. The
exactly.
powder is, I think, this the best
Yeah,
way. Yes. I
yeah.
took the capsules to try and like to beef it up even more, like just a little more affordable way. But yeah, that's the thing with the capsules, right?
Hmm. But on
So I
your
did use a lot of it at a time. I did find it very beneficial for reducing acid in the body. Like this is the thing. Like all of us have so much acid in our body, mucus waste and acid waste in our body that really ramping up the magnesium is a great way to settle it, calm it, and eliminate it from the body. Along with distilled water. Like distilled water is a big part of this as well, too. Like distilled water has a chemical affinity in the body, like it changes the body pH.
hmm
It alters the body's pH. Like this is what holistic health is about. It's about rebalancing our pH, understanding that there are two pHs in the body. There's the pH in the blood, and there's another pH in the lymphatic fluids. That the pH in the lymphatic fluid is where the trouble is, more so. Like the
hmm
blood is being cleaned more frequently through the kidney, liver, all cleaning the blood. But the lymphatic system is a sort of a self-cleaning system through the lymph node. Now, if the lymph node gets all plugged up and gummed up with eating for 30, 40, 50 years, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, like lots of macronutrients, lots of positively charged elements. These are cooked elements that become positively charged. When they're living, they have a negative charge. Life has a negative charge, just like the sun and the earth do. A little negative charge, like they're alkaline, 7 and beyond, but distilled water is the midpoint. So we drink distilled water, the natural water, that cleanses the body. It has a little bit lower pH than the cells. It's a little bit more acidic. But that little bit of acidity has a charge or a pull to it. And that pulls materials out of the cell that are positively charged into the distilled water, and that cleans the area. The lymphatics, the lymph nodes, are so blocked, general
Mm-hmm.
population eating 30, 40, 50 years of macronutrients, cooked and processed food. As soon as we cook it, we get the hydrogen out of it, we release the oxygen in it, then we get addicted to it. That's calories, proteins, macronutrients. That's what's left. After I cooked it, that's what's left. We're talking about the cooked and processed foods when we talk about macronutrients. When we're talking about health, we're talking about unfired, uncooked, natural, hydrogen rich, oxygen rich, chemically, ionically, atomically living food will bring the body back to life, along with fasting and living movement, daily exercise, and living ideas, not fearful, worried ideas, but life giving ideas, love based ideas, nature based ideas, safe, anchored, whole, balanced, integration, oneness, connected
Mm-hmm.
to the whole, to the creator, to the source. I'm a part of it all. Like these ideas are balancing, anchoring, centered ideas. When you include them with living food, fasting, daily exercise, oxygenation in the body, you change your body's pH yourself with your decisions, with your choices to think and to act, to speak and to act in a way that alters your body's pH. So you are, in effect, taking charge of your own health this way.
Mm-hmm.
So stepping into responsibility of your health. It's a wonderful thing to do at any time in your life, but sometimes when we're young, we get pulled by all of the things in life that are so shiny that we think we should go over there. Looks really nice, smells really nice, tastes really nice, makes me feel really nice. It's youth. After the youth, then there's usually a time where we realize, like, I smelt all the flowers, I tasted all of the things, they're all really yummy and nice, but there is something more important than all the yummy things out there.
Mm-hmm.
To be fulfilled, I need to come in and find out what my heart needs to be fulfilled. Like that means spending some time daily with my heart, connecting with my soul on a daily basis, getting to know myself better.
Yes. Yeah, I should meditate some little bit more and exercise more.
Okay, so meditation didn't come so big in my life until the last 3, 4 years. I always was meditating from young, like 27, regularly, but still, like, let's say regularly, irregularly, like
Mm-hmm.
obviously, appreciating it and recognizing that it's valuable, but not really doing it every single day. But when I kind of got into the breatharian life and I started hanging around with Elatom and other guys that are really living that way, going on retreat, seeing what's happening actually on healing retreat and what people are doing, like that's what it's about. It's about coming into that space every single day and spending more time there. So coming away from retreat life and at the same time appreciating and seeing the value of it, like how can we put this into our lifestyle, because we all need it in our life to kind of come away from our story from life so that we can anchor ourselves daily, center ourselves daily, and really focus and speak about the things that I'm really trying to do. Not what's happening to me, not what's wrong with the things around me, not what I don't like about the things around me, but what do I really want here? What do I really want to do here? And I really always come back to there are just some really foundational things that I think we all need to do to really anchor and be healthy for the day. And the first one really is like kind of trying to find like some gratitude for what I've got today. I got to sort of
Sometimes
put my mind in that way.
sometimes I wake up and uh, I learned it from you a few months ago. I wake up and then I just lay in my bed for like 10 minutes or something. And that is really good for me. Because when I wake up, I think school, this and that, you know, and then 10 minutes later, I'm at peace and I'm a little bit more grateful. And I really like that. Just do nothing or try to think about happy thoughts and be grateful for some things. Yeah.
Yes. Happy thoughts. Like, this is the thing. Happy thoughts are just like muscles. Like, if you exercise them, they'll grow.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be better. You'll get better at them. Like, they'll expand. And this is the same thing. If we stretch that happy muscle every day, then we grow that inside of ourselves. That this inside happy muscle can grow to a point that it really begins to fulfill you, that you kind of really start to become fulfilled within. And then when you really are fulfilled within, like you feel a shift of, within yourself, that you're satisfied inside of yourself, then you've got a way of kind of creating peace inside of yourself. Then your need for kind of to go out lessens. Your just need for others lessens. Your need from others lessens. But you're able to uh, generate your own power inside of yourself, your own happiness inside of yourself, so you can bring happiness to the others.
Mm-hmm.
So you just start bringing a little more happiness around with you. You have to spend your time each day to kind of get yourself into it, but you're self-generating, self-propelling now. Like it's like you're pulling away from life. It's you're living in a different way.
I um I always of thought for the last months that if you only do that fasting is enough for all this, that you don't need to exercise your mind because it will go automatic automatically, you know. But yeah, do you need to do both, or is fasting enough so you will get those nice thoughts, you get to your loving energy, so everything, or do you need to do both, you know?
Well, eventually you have to do all things, but not all at the same time either. And, or, and then all of them at the same time at another time. Like at one time, it was really all about the fasting for me. This practice of fasting, like, accomplishing this goal of trying to get to 4 days or 5 days, or trying to just be without food for 3 days or 4 days or 5 days. Like this was the the thought process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do this because it's going to heal me. That's how I was thinking. So as I practiced that, I found something new. So, whatever's calling to you right now, like if you feel right now, it's like, I feel the answer is fasting, like
Yeah.
that's the answer for now.
Okay. Yeah.
But along the way, you may feel inspired, or something, you see something, or you hear something, and you're like, oh, I really want to listen to that. I really want to read that, or I really want to talk to what that person's speaking about. Like it's calling you,
Okay.
this mental bit, this deeper mental understanding, this actually capacity to sit and work on my imagination, like to think creatively, not just eat a certain way. That may be monopolizing me right now. It's about eating a certain way. But then as I practice eating a certain way, I begin to grow in another way. Something new becomes into my awareness. Just like when you started with this and we talked about, trying to get to a 4 days of fruit, and you couldn't do it and you couldn't do it. And you're like, I just don't know why. It's like I'm talking about something that you're not aware of yet. And it's, again, you're trying to understand it in mind, but it's not something that I can really grasp in mind. It's just sort of something that I evolve into. Like I will evolve into wanting to do more mindset stuff. Like, don't get worried. I'm not doing enough mindset stuff. I'm not doing enough this. I'm not, because that's what we do, right? We worry about
Yeah.
kind of what we're not doing, or I should do more, or like, hey, if this conversation inspires you to do something more, that's wonderful. But then if I'm doing it also too, like kind of being like trying to be too perfect, like,
Yeah.
like I'm trying to be too breatharian, I can force myself too far too. And I can have to come out of that. Like sometimes you're going to go into something too far, like whatever it is, something good or bad. Too far.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got too far into smoking, drinking, shopping, spending, working, sexing, whatever. We get into it too much and then we have to come out of it a little bit. Normal. That's how life is. We get out of balance in life and we have to come back to balance our life. And whenever we get out of balance in our life and we have to come back to balance our life, there's always going to be discomfort. We can't avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
We will get out of balance and we will get back into balance. But as long as we kind of have a system and a method, like we know what we need to do to get back on track. So we're practicing a system and a method to get back on track. So we have a way that we can always sort of overcome whatever obstacle comes. So we rest in this, like, I will always prevail over it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is the creation right here. This is the creation energy inside of me. This is what creates my reality. So, what I'm thinking normally, I'm taking this energy and I'm doing what I normally do with it: worry, frustration, anger, whatever I'm holding. That's what I'm doing with my energy. But if I every day come to this and I get really certain about what I'm doing with my energy, first of all, I'm, you know, saying thank you for life. Like, at least I'm alive. Wow. I'm in charge of like the best thing in the universe. Oh my gosh, like what possibilities and opportunities could happen if I mastered this device. So that's like possibility. That's stepping into a hopeful thought. Like, wow, what if I really learn how to master this? I could do something awesome for myself in my life, but I could do something really awesome for a lot of people in life. If I get a bigger picture rather than I'm trying to lose 10 pounds or I'm trying to lose 15 pounds or I'm trying to get this money. It's like I get a bigger picture. If I get like a bigger picture, like, hey, if I learn how to connect with my energy more often and stay anchored and grounded more often, and I'm creating what I want in mind more often, and then I'm creating in my physical reality more often what I like, well, that's what I want. That's something I can do for myself. That knowledge for yourself, that belief in yourself, that's liberating. That's frees the soul. See, the soul is in the body and needs to be freed again today.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get into flow with my energy. I have to allow it to move through me. So I have to sort of kind of get into that thought process that lifts up my soul and gets that energy flowing freely in my body rather than anchored down low in the problem. When I'm stuck in the problem energy, I can't make a change. It's too dense and heavy. I have to move it through exercise, breath, stretching, and breathing, and allowing it to come through, pass through me, this troublesome feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's feelings that we have to move out of the body. It's feelings that we have trapped in the body that's creating our sickness, illness, and disease. Feelings, mucus waste, virus, bacteria. It's mess. It's waste in the body. Emotional, dense, heavy emotional waste from childhood, from being a victim of whatever. All those victim thoughts like unfair, all the things I thought from looking out at my life. If I trust my outside eye, I'll always get this negative energy. I'll see what's wrong out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to sort of come back in here and remind myself of the higher ideas, bigger ideas, shift my perspective again today, and allow my energy to come free for today. If I do this every day, I'll actually get better at doing it. As I practice, I'll get better at it. As you think and speak about it more, it will grow. As you allow it, It will happen. As you seek it, you will find it. If you begin with it every day, with it in your mind, if you end your day this way with these thoughts in your mind, if you begin to think and speak this way, that you start to think and speak in a more loving, kind, anchored, positive, centered way in the affirmative, speaking about what I'm creating rather than what I've got.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah.
So this is it. I think it's like a 24-hour or 48-hour or a 72-hour juice fast or a fruit fast or a water fast, distilled water fast, or depending on what level you're at. Like, can you get 24 hours on fruit? Like, it's the experience of it.
Hmm.
Like, when you go through the experience of it, 24 hours on fruit, 48 hours on fruit, 72 hours on fruit. Try one, try the other. Go through this experience and then sort of, you know, go through a detoxification experience. Go through the 7-day free detoxification experience so you can see what it is for you, so you can have the experience for yourself. Then once you've had the experience for yourself, then now you can kind of think and talk about it, and you can maybe think and talk about some other things other than your problem. You can
Yeah.
begin to kind of get your head out of your weeds and think about your solution,
Yeah.
your method of solution. Changing the way I'm living. Changing the way I'm living. I'm spending more time being conscious of the energy that I'm sharing, becoming more often the cause of what I want rather than the cause of what I don't. This is an unconscious thought that creates what I don't want. It's a worried thought, it's a fear-based thought, and it's what we get when we look through the outside eyes, you know? As soon as you kind of look and listen from what's outside, what mom and dad are saying, what the government's saying, what the TV's saying, what your friend's saying, what your girlfriend's saying, what your child is saying, what your boss is saying, what the doctor said. As
Hmm.
soon as you kind of go with what the naturopath said, like as soon as you kind of keep following everyone, you're not really listening to yourself. It's like we're always
No.
looking for an answer outside.
Yeah.
Not an answer outside.
Hmm.
No, I don't have the answer for you. I can point you into the place where you can find your answer.
Yes.
This is the place where you create what you want. This is thinking and talking about, what you want to have in
Hmm.
this space. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're feeling good.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Yes.
Hmm. How come?
Uh, yeah, I felt already good, but always when I talk with you, I don't know, you have a magic trick. You inspire people, and then the soul gets to the bigger, to the hopeful hopeful vision, right?
You feel like your vision's been changed?
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Your perspective has shifted.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
you've
bigger.
changed your mind.
Yeah.
I guess a little bit. You were happy before when we started talking, but I guess somehow your mind shifted a little bit more over the last 30 minutes or 40 minutes just talking about health, wellness,
Mm-hmm.
prosperity, abundance, love for ourselves and others. Isn't this all just talking about love for ourselves and for others? Isn't it about getting a bigger perspective, thinking about something bigger than ourself, anchoring and committing in something bigger than self?
But like if you I have changed my mind a little bit, but is there an uh, how can I say it in English? Do your is your mind is never gonna stay the same, right? It's
No,
no. I'm always looking
no,
for
right, more. I can
yeah,
answer. Yeah, I know. Like that's
yeah,
is it.
for
Because
the rest of my
no,
life,
like there's
but
an
it will
answer.
always.
No, no, right.
So you
It's
never
like
have
every
to.
single time you come to the ceiling, it's like you got to get a bigger thought. Every time you come to a ceiling, you got to get a bigger one. Like you're stuck at the ceiling of your thought, your lack and limitation. So once I come to the ceiling, I have to give away. This is as big as I know to grow. So
So you,
I can't make it go more. Like I have to allow it to happen. So stop trying to force.
yeah, you
It's,
don't need and
no, it's giving away your life every day.
yeah,
It's giving away yourself every day, giving away control.
yeah.
So I got to give it to something bigger. I got to believe in something more. I got to believe in a possibility of something bigger and more. Like I'm a part of something bigger and more.
Mm-hmm.
That I can get into flow with something bigger and more, and something bigger and more can happen for me.
Trust, trust. But
Trust and faith.
it's scary too.
Scary.
It's scary. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's scary. It's stepping into the scariness.
Mm-hmm.
And as we step into that scariness and bring light in there, it lightens up. And we grow in there and we go, oh wow, and now we're comfortable in there. And then, oh my gosh, wow, we can go bigger. What? Oh my gosh, it goes bigger and it goes bigger again, like infinitely bigger.
Yeah, man.
What?
Wow.
Wait a sec. Infinitely bigger, exponentially bigger. Oh, so think of this: human is finite mind. Is mind trapped inside of a bone? It has a boundary. This is the human, the limitation. It has a boundary. This is the finite mind. We all have one, a bounded mind. There is an infinite mind that we are in contact with. There's an infinite mind, like a mind that we can't conceptualize. There's no words for this mind.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody can really speak about it. They can only point you toward it. It's a light. You're a part of it. You can connect and grow from it. You can devote to it. You can align with it. You can get into flow with it today. You can take the gift that it's giving every single soul every day. It's giving every soul every day infinite love. So, will you receive that infinite love for yourself today? Will you use your mind infinitely? Will you think
Mm-hmm.
infinitely? You can think infinitely within your mind. You cannot outside of yourself. You can think infinitely inside of yourself. This is where the peace comes. This is where you generate inside of yourself. If I grow it in here, what's possible? Then I will see it out there. So instead of trying to go after it out there, I just focus on growing it in here.
Yeah.
It's coming inside. It's that as simple as that, and talking about it again and again to recognize how we get stuck in the outside experience, the circumstance, the story. Oh, but I got this. Oh, but I got that. Oh, but I'm too old. Oh, but I'm too young. Oh, but I'm too poor. Or, oh, but I got a wife, kid, brother, sister, mother, father that's doing this. My boss is like this, and I just can't do it because of the weather, because of the temperature, because of my latitude, because of my longitude, because of my geography, because of my culture, because of my color, because of my religion. Like, this is what we all do in our mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is what every mind does. Talk about the limitations. This is how the limited mind thinks. We have to come out of the limited mind. This is the man's mind. We have to come into the infinite mind. This is the creative energy. I need to use my creation energy. This is my imagination. I need to use my imagination constructively, not destructively today. Am I thinking about what I want? Am I optimistic about going there? Like, I got to stretch my imagination muscle in that way today. That's something bigger, like the best is yet to come. Like, I haven't even seen my best yet. Like, I'm excited to see my best. Like, I can't wait to find my best. I can't wait to find the magic today. Looking for the magic today. rather than looking for what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're all doing. Looking for what's wrong. Talking about what's wrong. That's what we've been taught to do. That's how life teaches us. We have to get out of life. We have to get out of our life. We have to get out of our story again today. Like it's needs to be an everyday thing.
Yes. Is I don't know if I say it good. Like the mind uh, scarcity.
Scarcity?
Scarcity. Yes, that's the limited.
Yes.
Uh, okay.
Worried, scared. Yes, limited. Yes, it's limited. It's not seeing my unlimitedness. It's not seeing my possibility. It's being in the fear, like, oh, this bad thing could happen. That's what the mind does.
Mm-hmm. The animal, or
Yeah, the animal. Yes. The soul is not worried or afraid.
are you also saying that every good idea or other idea or inspiration comes not from the mind but from the soul?
Higher self, from the
Okay.
higher self.
Okay.
Yes, there's a constant, loving, kind, inspiring light that's running through you. Feels really good when you're like, you got this really great idea. I just got this really great idea.
Mm-hmm.
It came out of my soul. It feels good. I feel like I really am inspired to work on that, act on that. A new feeling, a new thought, a new inspiration. That experience, that conversation changed my mind. I thought of something different. It opened up my mind to think about something different. It exposed me to some new energy.
Mm-hmm. Always when I talk with you, then I'm happy afterwards, and then when I'm happy, I also I want to eat. That's I yeah, I don't know what it is.
Celebration. Yeah, normal.
Yeah,
And you've been 4 days without food. So great.
yeah,
Have something to eat.
yeah.
Hmm.
But
That's
but
it.
is that is that the soul, or how that I want to eat? That's the mind,
But
right?
we've got a habit with food
Yeah.
that, when we're happy, we always ate. When we
Mm-hmm.
were sad, we ate. So we kind of, when we're happy or sad, we kind of anchor to it. There's some emotional release from it. We get serotonin and dopamine from it. There's a change in the chemistry when we eat or when we think. So it's easier to eat because then you don't even have to think. You just eat it and you have to, if you get it, it feels good. So we've got a habit with it, like just like people that smoke cigarette or drink too much alcohol or eat too much cookies. Like you got a habit.
Mm-hmm.
You
But
want you want a lot of sex or you want a lot of shopping. Like you got a habit. It doesn't mean it's bad. And as you let go of it more,
mm-hmm.
there's going to be relapses or kind of times where you want to have it. And is it bad to have the physical feelings of the man that wants from food? Is it bad? No, I don't think it should be bad to have any feelings. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it should be bad to honor your feelings. So this is it. It's not about just denial of food, but it's also acceptance of when I need to eat or I want to eat. And that's okay. This is finding a peace inside of myself with food and exercise and balance. And kind of to find it, I kind of had to go kind of far into fasting and then relax on the weekend and kind of get out of control a little bit sometimes, often losing control, and then saying, oh, I don't like that, and trying again, fasting again, like back and forth, a letting go, like these emotions come out. And you get to sit with them again and see with them, like, why am I feeling like ripped off because I can't eat these Doritos? Why am I feeling ripped off because someone else is eating chips and I can't eat it? Why am I feeling ripped off because someone else is having a burger and fries and I can't? Why am I feeling ripped off? Why is that a rip off? You're feeling like you're poor me because I have to eat better. Poor me because I have to be healthy. It's really a bad thought. But
Mm-hmm.
until I sit empty and sort of sit with these thoughts and go, is that really what I need to think? Is that really what I want to think? Is that really what I'm going to think? You start to get more awareness of these things. And
Yeah.
so over time, through practice, you sort of work with these thoughts and words and feelings inside of yourself and you begin to let them go. And as you let them go, the body becomes lighter and feels more ease, and you feel more awareness and more certainty and more belief in yourself. So you grow as you go.
But I don't understand like now that I'm happy I want to eat. That's emotional, or
Mm-hmm.
that's
It's
a
emotional.
vision. But what's then the because you have a body, mind, soul. But what's then the difference between the soul and the emotions or the emotional body? I
Emotion, feeling, and soul are opposite sides of the same coin.
Emotion, feeling, and soul are opposite.
Soul,
Okay.
feeling, and emotion are the same side of the coin.
Yeah.
Spirit is the other side of this coin. This is the feminine coin.
They can be.
Emotion,
Yeah.
yeah.
They
What I
can
do to
be.
one side, we'll do the other, we'll jig the other side.
Sorry. What we do the.
If I do something to one side, it will affect the other side. If I
Okay.
work on my emotions, if I free my emotions, I will grow spiritually, emotional, soul awareness. As I grow on with my feelings, as I convert, transmute my negative feelings into positive ones. So you're saying what's happening right now? Why do I feel this? It's because of my old programming. It's my past. Like, why does a crackhead react when the crack gets put on the table? That's just his habit. So
Yeah.
this is my habit. Like I've always eaten when I was happy. So I'm happy. I feel like I want to eat. Why? Because I've always done that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to? No. Can I? Yes. Is
Mm-hmm.
one right, one wrong? No. If I eat too much, will there be a problem? Yes. If I eat some and that's good, is there a problem? No. I should be allowed to have some, enjoy the weekend, and come back to my practice. I should be able to, indulge in that thing, smoke, drink, person, relationship, work. I should be able to engage in that and then leave it. So this is the practice. It's a practice of kind of eating and not. It's like taking physical nourishment and not, and kind of having peace with it and not. And sort of back and forth like this, we sort of learn about ourselves and make new decisions along the way.
But if you are empty, then you will get more out of your head.
Clear contact with your soul and your intuition and your inner feelings.
Your inner feelings, you are saying.
Yes, your feelings. You're feeling your intuition. You're feeling your soul body. You're feeling your spirit body. You're feeling your feelings. You're getting energized from the feelings within you rather than the thinkings about something outside of you. So the brain and the body are the
Yeah.
masculine. the decision maker. So think of brain and body as physical. Think of feeling and soul as metaphysical, feminine. Feelings and soul, feminine, feeling body, emotional body, energy body. And physical, brain and body, thinker and body. Is this the masculine?
But the soul and the feelings they are not the same, right? They are
Opposite ends of the same
yeah.
coin.
Okay. Okay.
So there's two coins, there's two sides of this coin, and there's two sides of this coin, brain and body, masculine, and feelings and spirit, feminine. Contact point with source, feminine. Decision maker, masculine. Whether I am so two sides of me, and brain has mind. Mind is above brain. So brain is a part of body, and brain can construct mind, which is conceptual. Brain can kind of go outside of brain in thought. Through thought can connect with source.
Okay.
It can
And
allow source to come in. If it thinks I am allowing the source to come in, if it thinks this way, if the brain thinks this way, I am allowing the source to come in. If the decision is made to think in this way, then you have access to the source to flow in. But if I don't think this way, if I think about my trouble or about the food, then I'm stuck in the things.
and the source can only get in through the soul and not through the feelings, right? Or
And think of the soul as an entry point. Yes, this is where it comes in through the soul, this energy through the soul.
and through the soul it can get to the feelings. Or
Through the soul, as it grows up in the soul, it affects the feelings. What's done to one side of the coin affects the other side of the coin.
oh yeah. Okay. Now I understand a little bit better.
What I do to one side affects the other side. If I bring the feelings up, I open up the spirit. If I bring the spirit bigger, then I open up my capacity to feel.
Okay. Yeah.
I grow spiritually, emotionally. I grow mentally, physically. I have a mental and physical practice, the masculine side, a decision making practice that grows the masculine side. What you do to one side affects the other side. If you grow this masculine side in energy, this energy can come over to grow the feminine side. If I begin to work on this physical and mental masculine part of me, if I decide to exercise and breathe and think about my soul, then I expose the energy of this side to this side. I let the energy come into balance. I'm rising up the energy on the other side through my physical and mental practice. I'm getting into flow. I'm getting into harmony. I'm getting into balance by my physical and mental daily practice. I'm rebalancing myself in mind and body, in heart and mind, and heart and brain. I'm doing it with my mind. God is infinite mind. Man is finite mind. We have access to infinite mind. We can use infinite mind. We can get into flow and think and speak about infinite mind, it rises up our feeling body. It makes us feel better. We can grow in our feeling body through our imagination exponentially by thinking in an imaginative way about creation, about health, about wealth, like all the possibility in the world could be mine, but could be mine by sort of coming to it inside of myself. If I came to it inside of myself, I would have it around myself. If I could see a way in my mind that I could connect to source inside of myself and align myself with source in my mind and body, then I could access the source energy and I could heal myself or make myself wealthy or grow a loving relationship in the way that I want it, not in the way that it is.
Mm-hmm.
So by going in with mind and body and feeling, I can change my life. A change of mind, a change of understanding, a new understanding gives me a greater perspective, allows me to think in a different way, exposes different energy for me, changes my life.
Thank you. Yes, you
Yes,
get a better yeah, change of perspective.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I changed my perspective. I have a deeper understanding of this,
Mm-hmm. But
growing this way.
if I imaginary a good image or a nice image, my feelings will grow. Then my the other opposite of the coin, the
The
soul will
spiritual
grow,
side of me will grow. My perspective of
and then
all will grow.
and then my mind will get to that growing soul, right?
Yes. Get access to the soul growth, feeling, and energy.
Yeah,
And
and
that
then you
makes the body feel free and good.
yes,
I can do this to myself daily. I can practice it and get very effective and good at it.
okay, wow, that makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah,
So I'm able to communicate it to you now.
yes.
You're able to ask the questions that are required for me to say it to you.
Hmm.
So we've grown together through relationship and dialogue and communication.
Hmm.
We've learned to communicate a big idea of God,
Wow.
an understanding of God. We can have a godly understanding. By contemplating God, we can grow more godly. By thinking and speaking about God, we become more godly. Sometimes people get touchy with God, source, spirit, all, creation, creator, right? As we talk and contemplate creation, we contemplate creation. So let's contemplate it a little further. Imagine creation. Imagine like a light, perfect light that has everything. It needs nothing. But for some reason that nobody knows, it decides to create another. Equally perfect, a carbon copy of itself. It copies itself. You know how a copy is? When you make a copy, it goes reverse. So its creation is infinitely creating. The creator is infinitely steady, and its creation is infinitely creating. The feminine, Mother Nature. She's everywhere you look. Everything you see is her. And as you look out to her lovingly, she responds to you lovingly. As you look out to her negatively, she responds to you the same way. It's exact science.
And that's what they call the law of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah, it's for me hard to understand.
Yes, this is
Yeah,
talking about God. Like how this is just a way to kind of think and speak about God, like just talking about God with somebody. Like
mhm.
it's like a taboo, like it's almost like it's a bad thing to talk about God. Like you're not supposed to talk about God unless you talk about Jesus, or you're not supposed to talk about God if you don't unless you talk about this, or this is the only way you're supposed to talk about God. That's not godly what you're saying.
Mhm.
That's not the way you're supposed to talk about God. Like that's not a way to talk about God. God is available to everyone.
Mhm.
Everyone can contemplate God and think about God for themselves and put an idea inside their mind of God. Like it's your idea. So, the nicest idea I have for God is the all father idea, the the hermetic principle idea, where just like the human is a creation of God, like art, the human is the creation of God. Just like the human is the creation of God, the human creates a little God the same way, like through loving interaction, it creates a little God, just like the big God did. And so, if you imagine that in order to create a human, that the human that created it had to think and do something to create it. They had to think about an act and take an act on it to create it. Just like the human creates anything, a car, a job, a change in their life, a change in their nutrition. Just as the human creates a change in their mind to see it change in their life, the same way God creates in his mind all of life, that the life exists in the mind of God, that we exist in the mind of God, just like the child existed in the human mind, or the house, or the job, or the career, or the money, or the opportunity existed in the human mind before it is in his life. God has us in his mind. And so, if you really think about it, if you exist in the mind of God, like what really would there be to be afraid of in here? Except what came into your mind in your life from your life. Unless you got a scary story in your mind, there's nothing scary in here. It was all created by God. So it's all good. It's all the way it has to be. Even the bad shit, it's the way it has to be. It's the way it is. God is not just one side, He shows all. Everyone chooses. They push, it pushes back. They pull. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. What we think and say and do is coming back to you. If we have a trouble with our health or our wealth or our relationship, it's because there's a trouble inside of you. Something is not aligned with God, because if you were aligned with creation, you would create abundantly. That's how creation creates constantly. Except the mind has these life experiences in it, negative, scary ideas in the human mind are blocking the human mind from its full possibility. Can the human mind learn to come away from the things and access the possibility that is within it? Today, again today.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, this is the nice thought of God, like, and you can think about God however you like, but I encourage people to grow their perspective of God. Take a bigger, more holistic idea of godliness, creation, and put that power within yourself. Put a point inside of yourself that you can access it. Move it through yourself with your intention and your breath. Practice this. Have you received the message today, brother?
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My dog is barking about something.
Food.
I don't know what, but I have to get ready for my next one too.
Yeah, thank you so much. Can you, when you have time, set it on YouTube or something? Okay, thank you, man.
Love you, brother.
Love you too.
See you later.
Bye bye.